From the streets to the studio, from crisis to recovery, from awareness to action. Ask the Messengers. We bring you real talk about public health, addiction and recovery, and the issues that matter most in our communities. The message is hope. The message is change. Ask the Messengers begins now. Today on Ask the Messengers, it is all about healing, hope, and community impact. This month, our DWIHN Partnership Series features exclusive interviews from the 11th Annual Wellness Beyond the Walls that was held at Madonna University, a day that was dedicated to breaking barriers and building stronger minds and healthier lives. Plus, we hit the streets for coverage around town at the Detroit Recovery Project's 21st anniversary celebration with two heartfelt events honoring the journey of recovery and champions who make it possible. Get ready for a powerful dose of purpose, passion, and progress. The DWIHN Integrated Health Network provides services and support to 123,000 people in Wayne County. DWIHN serves people with mental illness, intellectual and developmental disabilities, individuals with substance use disorders, and children with serious emotional disturbance. DWIHN is the largest and most diverse community mental health agency in the state of Michigan, and it is committed to providing the highest quality of integrated health care to those it serves while working alongside its dedicated and compassionate provider network. This is Tina Nelson for Ask the Messengers, and once again, this is our DWIHN Partnership Series, and we are always excited when Ms. Karra Thomas hosts this Interfaith Beyond the Walls conference. Now, what year is this, girl?
This is the 11th annual, not the year, but the 11th annual one, because we've hosted them 11 times across the region. You know, we are responsible for 43 cities in Wayne County. So we might be coming to your neighborhood next year. We've been walking through this Wellness Beyond the Walls, making sure that we are helping every person, no matter the faith. Correct. It could be just inside the faith of the congregations or outside, because you know, spirit is everywhere. Your faith is wherever you are. Exactly. To take it wherever you are, beyond the walls. That's what the focus behind the name is. Awesome. And we want to educate. We want to provide you with resources. We want to help you with the substance use disorder issues that you are facing in your communities, whether it be you personally or your family members. And we want to help you mentally. That is also goes with your physical. So when your mind and your body and your spirit is working together, you can do so many great things.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about Karra. Tell us so that our viewers will understand, because it's so important to us that they understand DWIHN and the work and the people behind that banner. Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are and how you do what you do every day.
Oh, well, and truly it's truly by the grace of God that I can do what I do. And prevention, I am the manager of the contracts for 30 prevention providers that address substance use prevention. And so as of 2014, when we integrated at Detroit Wayne, I was given the charge to lead our prevention efforts. And within that work, this is going on 11 years come August as well, we had been able to take this body starting January 2015. We were able to take the prevention work and seeing how our coalitions have to connect with the faith-based organization and made this part possible. We reached out and said, because coalitions have to touch 12 different sectors, businesses, communities in different ways, no matter what, schools, your government, every area, out of those 12 to 13 sectors, we had to have faith in the middle, of course, or the central portion of that, because that is what prevention is. Mm-hmm. Preventing is having something to lean on and to act upon. So that's where the faith base came in. We started off asking our faith leaders, what is the things you see that you can't talk about over your pulpits? What is that? What is that as areas that you're not the expert in? Every pastor, preacher, clergy is not trained to talk about those persons in their congregations that are dealing with mental health and substance abuse.
Right.
So what do? We have the experts that we brought into those faith organizations to help them to talk about tobacco, to help them to talk about alcohol, because how to use it wisely, because there are specific ages that you're not supposed to share. Underage drinking is one of those things we saw high, as you heard the young person say earlier. Alcohol is a number one cause, poisoning as well as overdosing. Outside of, we know opioids is still medications and of those things that are considered drugs that we talk about, and we bring that information. And we have 30 providers to go across the region to help them prevent it, to also treat it. There's a 59 when it comes to treatment. We have a total of 59 providers across our substance use disorder department. But I have had the charge, as you asked, for me to do prevention, and that's because I love it. It's a heart to my heart, and I try to walk what I talk about. As you can see, my shoes say faith step on them. I'm taking faith steps every time, and I'm preventing it before hopefully it happens, and that's the goal.
And that's the good thing, and I appreciate that goal. One more final words of encouragement. Look directly into that camera and give what we call a hope shot.
Yes. So that's what's behind this wellness, is to have hope. Hope beyond, to be motivated, to be inspired, to be encouraged, to be uplifted. The purpose behind all of this work is to ensure that somebody leaves feeling inspired, encouraged, uplifted, and to be able to share this message with another person, not just hold it on to you. If you're feeling like there's something that you holding on to the strings, hopefully something we've said or shown or done today will help you to prevent from doing any suicidal thoughts or having anything that you feel that you can't openly share that will cause you to do to any type of negativity acts. We're trying to shut down all of those places that are doing detrimental things to our community, not just our youth, but to the community as a whole. Because I'm young in heart, but I want to live to be, at least I'm claiming 100, but I'm going to take what God has given me, 70. I want that.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, love. I appreciate
you more, and thank you for being here again and having me.
There are people who are going through situations where they feel hopeless, where they feel like life is not good, and they may be contemplating a suicide or contemplating using drugs or contemplating drinking alcohol. Can you part some of from the household of wisdom? Can you share some words of encouragement directly to our viewers?
Sure. When we see that in 1 year, 49,000 people died because of suicide, this is a very, very dangerous sign, showing lack of health and happiness. And when we see that people, to overcome depression and overcome anxiety and sadness and mental illness and all these issues, they think the solution is drugs or alcohol and things like that. Yes, this kind of thing may in short term, just for a few minutes, helps, but these are so destructive. And this is why people who went through solutions like drugs and alcohol, rather than consultation and getting more knowledge and going to healthy environment and having dialogue with people of knowledge and getting right direction and right guidance for their life, and especially in faith environment, and having faith and trust in God as a center of peace and confidence and trust in their soul. Obviously, for some of these psychological issues, there are medicine, there are expert and professional path to deal with these issues, but not to forget that the spirituality and the power of prayer and having faith and connection with God and having the presence of God in our heart and in our soul is very fundamental. We know that people who have everything, they have money, they have beauty, they have huge houses, they have big cars, they have big bank account, they have everything material. But they are not happy, they are not healthy, they still suicide, they still go through divorce, the destruction of the family. But at the same time in this world we see people who might be even under bombardment and starvation and death and destruction. But because of their soul, because of their faith, because of their connection with God, when you talk with them, they think everything is beautiful and they are full of hope and full of energy, even in the worst circumstances. That demonstrates the power of faith, the power of connection with God, the power of intellect and understanding and these spiritual virtues. So we encourage everyone, especially those who are suffering from things in their life, number one, to understand that there is no perfection in this life. There are always issues. Many times we wish something, but it doesn't happen. There are a lot of people say, oh, if I had I have 3 daughters, I wish I have 1 son now. And they try for the 4th time, they have a twin daughters, right? Or they are the opposite side. They said that, I want to have a daughter. I have 3 sons. And I try another time to have a daughter, and it's a twin girls again. You never know that this life is a struggle and it's an opportunity, and we have to make it perfect with our intellect, with our faith, with our understanding, and always have trust in God that regardless there is going to be ease for every difficulty in life, and never lose our hope. Continue our struggle and managing our time for worship, time for work, time for family, time for friends, time for faith. And through this organization, you are going to be able to survive in this life.
I know that you're a veteran navigator and you attend these events for various reasons. So what are some of the things that you look for when you come, and how does this help you help your veterans?
Well, I'd say there's 2 things. One, I make connections with the providers that are here, and so we're able to inform them about what we do, and so that they know what we're involved in, and they can also help us. So these are the kind of places where we can kind of get together and meet with each other and figure out what we need to do for different populations that we're serving. And so I've been doing resource fairs for 7 years now, and it's just a great way to connect with, like I said, connect with providers, and then you have veterans and people that come through who need resources, and it's just a quick and easy way to get the information out to people.
We advocate, educate, and mobilize for more and better public transit in Southeast Michigan. Currently, we've got 3 campaigns that we're working on. We are working to advocate for doubling DDOT service in Detroit. We've been working to shape a Wayne countywide transit millage. That will hopefully be coming out next year, but we're waiting for the official word from county executives. And we are also working to make sure that not just roads are funded at the state level, but public transit. It's just getting more and more expensive for people to drive a car. Some people don't want to drive. I know I would love to retire from driving as soon as possible, but there's really no transportation alternatives, and quitting driving should be as easy as quitting cable.
Why is an event such as this important to you and what you do for DWIHN?
It's important to me because it's a way to give back to those who are still struggling with substance use disorder, to bring that faith-based back into their lives, to let them know that this is not the end of the road. Yes, we can go to treatment and things like that, but we still need that spiritual connection, to bring us back to full circle of, and move beyond the parameters of our addiction and the things that hold us hostage.
My name is Denise Kolakowski, and I'm the Poison Center educator with the Michigan Poison and Drug Information Center. We are at Wayne State University School of Medicine, but we are the Poison Center that serves the entire state of Michigan.
What are some of the emergency calls? What do you get most often, and is there a certain age that trends higher than others?
Absolutely. So, when we're looking at the national average for calls that we get on age ranges, it's going to be below 5 years of age. So just short of 40% of all calls nationally are on children under the age of 5 years, and a lot of those are 2 to 3 years old. So that really speaks to making sure that we're safeguarding chemicals and drugs and other substances in our home. And if they're not, then sometimes children can get a hold of those. But then when we're looking at those reasons, that's unintentional. A child gets a hold of these things by mistake. They don't know what it is. But then when we're seeing children getting older, we see the reasons changing. So when they're in their teens, and particularly when we're looking at 13 to 19-year-old, then those are primarily intentional exposures. Not that they can't be accidental, but we do see a lot more intentional exposures, and we see the substances of abuse that we're concerned about in the prevention world.
Can you give that number out? Because I had no idea that was such a thing, and that's why I like coming to these DWIHN events, because we learn so much more, and it allows us to be able to share valuable information to our communities.
So the Poison Helpline is a national number. When you call the Poison Helpline at 1-800-222-1222, you will reach the Michigan Poison and Drug Information Center if you're in Michigan. There's more information, though, online, too. So if you have an emergency, please call the Poison Helpline. But if you're looking for information or to get connected with education, go to www.mipoisonhelp.org, and that will take you to our webpage.
For 21 years, the Detroit Recovery Project has stood as a lifeline, not just for Detroit, but for people around the world searching for hope, healing, and second chances. Born from lived experiences, DRP is more than a program, it's a movement. Rooted in community, driven by compassion, and fueling the belief that recovery is possible for everyone. To mark its 21st anniversary, DRP hosted a powerful two-part celebration, a full day of connection, conversation, and community. The day began with Learn, a town hall focused on harm reduction, featuring keynote speakers and a powerful panel discussion on what recovery really looks like today. From access to care, to safe use practices, to honoring dignity in healing, the conversation was real, bold, and needed. And at the heart of it all, the vision of DRP's founder and CEO, Dr. Andre Johnson. Here's what he shared with us during the day.
Recovery is possible, and that addiction is not a moral failure, but it's a sign that we need to have more services for people who are struggling with substance use disorders. We need more services for people who are struggling with mental health disorders. And we know that in today's society, those numbers are steady ramping up. They're increasing because of a variety of things that's taking place. For example, we know that unemployment rates are high. We know that possibly Medicaid, health insurance may be leaving. And so anytime you have external distresses, it impacts individuals, and it impacts individuals' decisions to have the necessary tools to function productively. And in fact, it's easier to take some type of chemical to want to alter one's mind, ultimately want to distort their reality, so to speak. But personally, I'm a person in long-term recovery. What that means is I have not used any drugs or alcohol for over 37 years. And when I found recovery, because of a really, really passionate, empathetic therapist that I had in 1988. I was 18 years old. And once I really believed in myself that I can continue to live a life without the use of drugs or alcohol, I made a personal vow that I would commit to doing work to help others, like I was fortunate and blessed to get the help that I needed and that I received.
So what do you believe has been the key to its longevity and impact?
So I think the key in the longevity has been, one, being able to hire and bring in a team of people who feel some of the same passion that I feel as it relates to wanting to help others. I think the mission statement, being able to bring in staff who are able to align their values with our mission statement, because we all know, especially if you have that lived experience, that is a lot of people that need help, and we want to continue to help grow and provide that opening door for people who may be struggling.
As the sun set, it was time to celebrate. A night of laughter, recognition, and recovery joy. From stand-up comedy to heartfelt community awards, the room was filled with power, pride, and purpose. 21 years of service, 21 years of lives transformed. DRP continues to lead with love, changing lives in Detroit and across the globe.
I personally appreciate the event, what it stands for, and those individuals that we're helping, youth, young adults, families, and the community at large, because we're all about self-improvement and doing things that we need to do to make it a better place.
It's definitely an honor, and it's wild to me how many supporters that Dr. Johnson has. And I can't believe it's been 21 years. And I've only had the privilege of working for him for 2.
Congratulations, Detroit Recovery Project.
DRP!
Would you like to help us save lives? You can do so by partnering with us here at Ask the Messengers by making a donation of any amount. The people in your communities need your support. Help us extend our reach and impact more lives. Supporting our organization is as easy as a click of a button. Just visit our site shown on the screen from your phone or computer where you will see a yellow donation button. Ask the Messengers is waiting on your partnership, and your community is waiting on you.
If you prefer mailing your donations, send your check or money order payable to Ask the Messengers TV show and send it to 18400 Schaefer Highway, Detroit, Michigan 48235. Well, that concludes this week's episode of Ask the Messengers, and we're asking you to take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you to our guests today, and we hope the information shared will be of some help to you, your family, and your community. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, stay strong, stay kind, and keep standing for what's right. See you next time, right here on Ask the Messengers.